I wasn't supposed to have access to the sealed case logs. They weren't even on the main server. They were tucked away inside a forgotten directory, mislabeled, untagged, almost invisible. There were no judge signatures, no attorney names, just a date, a case number, and a single stark word: adjudicated. Now, most sealed files are painfully boring. I'm talking closed adoptions, petty financial disputes, mistaken warrants. Stuff that's sealed for privacy, not mystery. But the moment I clicked open this particular file, a chill went straight down my spine. I knew something was deeply, fundamentally wrong. It starts out looking exactly like any routine trial record. You've got the courtroom details, the judge's name, a jury list, a time stamp. Everything seems perfectly in order, except for one glaring, impossible detail. There is no defendant. And I don't mean the name was redacted or anonymized or protected by a court order. I mean the space for the defendant's name was completely, utterly blank. The defendant was absent from the record itself. The transcript begins with the bailiff's voice, recorded in plain text. Defendant is not expected to appear. Expected? Not the defendant is not present, but not expected, as if their absence was part of the plan. The judge responds without a moment's hesitation. We will proceed regardless. There's no objection from the defense because there is no defense attorney listed either. No opening statements are made. No witnesses are sworn in. It's just page after page of testimony that reads like the court was interrogating empty space. The prosecutor asks these pointed questions into the void, pauses, and then makes statements like, "Let the record show the subject refused to answer." Refused? What subject? There is no subject listed anywhere in the document. At first, I thought it had to be some kind of clerical error, a corrupted file, maybe a court clerk who was having a really, really bad day. It was the only logical explanation. But then I got to the middle of the transcript, and that's when logic went out the window. I read a line from the prosecutor that made my blood run cold. He says, "The subject has not yet carried out the act in question." I had to reread it again and again. My mind just couldn't process it. A crime that hasn't happened yet, and they were holding a trial for it? This wasn't a court of law. It felt like something else entirely. Then the judge speaks again, his words sharp and clinical. Enter into evidence the material recovered from the scene. What scene? I checked the date on the transcript again. The trial was taking place 2 full weeks before the supposed event was even scheduled to happen. How could there be a scene? How could there be evidence? The bailiff reads from the evidence log. One personal item belonging to the subject. Condition: unstained. Unstained. It was the wording that got me. As if they fully expected it to be stained later. As if they were documenting its pristine condition before the inevitable. Every question, every remark, every entry in this bizarre transcript treated the defendant as if they were invisible but still present. As though the court wasn't just trying a person, but anticipating them, waiting for them to step into a role that had already been written. I kept scrolling, my heart pounding in my chest, and then I reached the part that made my stomach drop into my shoes. A juror speaks. This almost never appears in official trial records. The jury's deliberations are sacred, private. But here it was, in black and white. A juror's voice, clear as day. We find the subject guilty in advance to prevent further harm. Guilty. In advance. The words echoed in my mind. How can you find someone guilty of something they haven't done? The judge's response was even more chilling. Sentence is deferred until completion of the act. Completion, not commission. Completion. As if the act was a foregone conclusion, a milestone to be reached. After that, the courtroom goes silent. For nearly 10 whole pages, the transcript is blank. No notes, no time stops, just nothing. A void in the record, a silent intermission in this phantom trial. The next entry is dated exactly 2 weeks later. A new line appears, short and severe. The subject has initiated the timeline, initiated. Not committed the crime. Not attempted the act, initiated. It's such a strange, detached word. As if the person had just triggered a sequence of events, a protocol. The judge's next words are immediate and final. Proceed to execution of sentence. Execution. But again, there's no defendant listed. No identity. No body. No one to actually execute. The final recorded action is just as baffling. The subject was not present to receive sentence. Administer regardless. Administer what? And to whom? The execution log attached to the file is completely empty. No method listed. No location. No witness signatures. It's a ghost of a proceeding. But there was a footnote. A small, typed note at the very bottom of the last page. And it's what made every hair on my body stand on end. It read, outcome, effective, prevented the occurrence with acceptable collateral deviation. Collateral deviation, prevented the occurrence. They were claiming they had stopped a crime by sentencing an unnamed person for it before it ever happened. This is where it gets truly terrifying. On a hunch, I checked the date of the sentencing. The day the sentence was administered against public records and news archives, and I found something. On that exact day, in the same county where the court was located, a man vanished. He was a local high school teacher. He had no criminal record, no known enemies, no connections to the courts or law enforcement. By all accounts, a completely normal guy. But the detective's notes on his missing person case repeated one chilling detail over and over. No signs of struggle, no forced entry. It's like he was removed from his life. Removed, not kidnapped, not ran away, removed. The word hung in the air, mirroring the cold, procedural language of the court file. It was as if this shadow court had reached forward in time, plucked him from his reality, and punished him for a crime that was never proven, a crime that may have never happened at all. And the last line in the transcript, the final terrifying clue to this whole nightmare, it reads, the next subject will be selected upon deviation detection. Selected, not arrested. Not indicted, selected, like a specimen for an experiment. I started digging deeper, looking for more of these sealed files. I found dozens of them, all with the same impossible structure. And buried deep in the metadata of every single document, hidden in the file tags, was the exact same sentence. A mission statement for this ghost court. Case prepared upon observer review. Observer. Someone is watching. Someone is detecting these deviations. Someone is deciding who is a future threat. Someone is choosing the next subject. My hands are shaking as I type this, because if they're watching everyone looking for the next deviation, the next person to select, who's to say they aren't watching me right now? Who's to say they aren't reading this? Thanks for listening. If you find stories like this as compelling and terrifying as I do, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what I uncover next. Stay safe out there.